Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? I'm Dex,
Queen Esther here. Crown it.
and this is another episode of Complicated Discord. What's good, everyone? I hope y'all are doing okay today. We're joined by two guests here. We have Thomas.
Hey.
And we have Alexander Peters, the founder of Alexander Benedict clothing line. How's that working out for you, Pete?
It's pretty good. It's so good to say that you actually own something, bro. I think that is profound.
I mean,
yeah.
At the end of the day, it's better to be, making and losing your own money than making money for someone else.
You already know.
Be your own Maxim.
That's what I'm talking about. But so listen, we're going to try something a little different on this show today. For those that's viewed us in the past, we you pick 3 topics. We'll stick on it. We'll give our opinions, our insight on it. But to kind of break up the monotony, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have a conspiracy episode where What's up?
The Dex Files.
As Esther say, welcome to the first episode of the Dex Files. All right, so who wants to share their conspiracy first?
All right, so
flat.
I'm sorry?
I think the earth is flat.
So, okay, I'll go first. And I don't want to piss off anybody, but
I feel like you're about to say
I do believe it happened. 9/11 happened. But with that being said, I will say that it happened for reasons we think not. I think it was more of a repatriation effect.
Okay.
We were sold our patriotism again.
Why don't you go ahead and explain what that means?
Okay. So before 9/11, it wasn't, America was, home of the free, home of the brave, land of the free, all that type of stuff, right? After 9/11, we went on this, I would more say we took a more nationalistic approach to things and then relabeled it as patriotism.
So what you think, 9/11 was something that was planned just so they could rebrand patriotism?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and
something else.
You got any evidence to support this? Or are you just talking out of your ass?
Yeah, that one. But I just feel like anytime something big happens is to distract the public from something bigger that's going on.
Well, what do you think bigger was going on about 9/11?
I don't know. I was in high school.
Exactly.
We all were in high school.
I think Esther was just trying to take shots just now. I think she's like, I was in high school. What do you remember? I think she's trying to take shots just now.
No, I wasn't. I was a freshman in my biology class, homeroom, when that happened. So I was in the clouds. So I don't know.
You know what? I remember when 9/11 happened. I was at home with my girlfriend. We'd cut school, and we were watching the news, and then it was like, oh shit, we got to get into Manhattan. So the parents don't find out. Damn it, they closed all the trains. Like,
you couldn't get in there. You could not get in there.
It was a struggle because we were getting quick. Like, how did y'all get home so quick? What? Bro, I had no explanation.
Home that day. I was in Manhattan.
Yeah, I went to school in Manhattan too, so it was kind of one of the like, damn.
Couldn't get back in the Bronx for nothing.
My mom knew I was lying. Like she looked at me like, really, nigga, really.
But back to 9/11 though.
So okay,
I'm curious. I want to hear where this is going.
So okay, after 9/11, we started the whole war on terrorism. We branded it as such, and we went to work. Following that same year, we initially went to Afghanistan. It really wasn't televised like that, but we started in Afghanistan before Iraq.
Mm.
And then we went to Iraq to find Bin Laden. And we started looking for weapons of mass destruction that we never found.
Exactly. Oil.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Mind you, one of the members of Halliburton was Dick Cheney, who was the VP at the time. He stepped down just so they could become the umbrella group of contractors that made billions.
That's a really bold claim, buddy.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but,
It's a conspiracy.
But talk to us about repatriation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, when I say repatriotism, it's weird because when you think about a patriot, all you're really doing is rooting for occupied territory. Our focus realigned. We started thinking, America's this big bad entity, but we're not bad. I mean bad like, ain't nobody messing with us.
America's a bully, bro.
Okay, but no, not really. We're more so the world's big brother.
And everybody's we can't get our shit together.
Big brothers are usually assholes. I don't know if you knew that.
That's what you would think. You would think we can't get our stuff together, but that's not where the focus was lying in. Our focus was lying in other aspects, like going abroad to secure oil-enriched lands for our interest.
Yeah.
So hold on. Let me see if I'm wrapping my head around this correct. What you're saying is 9/11 was planned by us, so to speak, in order to make an excuse for us to go and get oil to better ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you think planes were involved? Because there are a lot of talks out there that saying planes weren't involved. In fact, I remember there was a whole study done, and they were saying that the jet fuel, there's no way the jet fuel could burn hot enough to burn through the steel girders.
Exactly, bro. Bro, jet fuel burns around 8 to 1,500 degrees.
I will fact check your ass. Don't be dropping numbers, bro.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I looked this up. Bro, steel burns at 2,700 degrees. So how is that happening? Not to mention, at the angle the planes flew, why wasn't there debris going the other way or the building folding down? How did that building fall? It went down. It didn't go like to a degree or to a side or, you see what I'm saying?
They were also saying that it was like the construction of the building, the way it was built. Like, so wherever the steel, what do you call them? Walls, the beams. Thank you. The support beams were, and then the heat will travel through metal all the way down and get soft, and then the weight of that building will go straight down. So, I mean,
right.
I will give you that if it was tested for such. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positively certain they didn't test for planes going in on an angle in a building.
I mean,
I don't think they were thinking that when they were building it back in the day. They were just thinking about building infrastructure in New York City.
I don't think they were thinking about planes flying into the building. But so, what do you think? They have bombs on the plane or something?
I don't know. We're debunking things here. Come on, bro.
What I'm thinking is, unfortunately, just like how you require eggs for an omelet, you require people to further an agenda. So unfortunately, thousands of people died that day, but it emboldened us to make further sacrifices, like, spending money in order to support the troops and all that other good stuff.
To go to war. Yeah, and to even take it to a level of war.
I don't know, Thomas. What do you think? You've been pretty quiet over there on this whole matter.
I've been trying to get a word in. No, I'm just a little bit confused. As you said, you didn't think planes were involved, right? So, or the jet fuel doesn't burn hot enough to create such a big combustion or whatever, or take the building down the way it did. So, were the bombs in the plane? What are your thoughts on that? Like, if we set it up, were there bombs in the plane?
I get what you're saying.
Honestly,
how did it happen? Because we actually saw we saw planes fly into the buildings. It's recorded. I saw that. I was in Manhattan.
Everybody saw
that day. I saw the plane flew right over 1 Whitehall Street, which is, you can take that, I think, all the way down to the World Trade Center. And we were all in the store I was working with just ducking, because it created such a vibration. So planes definitely were involved.
Yeah.
But were there bombs on the plane?
That I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you whether the bombs were on the plane, the bombs are already in the building.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you that per se. I would have to do my research. I would literally have to, but this isn't something that it was one of those things that happened and something wasn't right. But who are you going to complain to?
Right.
Okay.
We're basically holding our government responsible, but who is going to complain to the government about the government?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
The opposing party.
I mean, keep in mind there were plenty of documentaries done about this. People saying, this didn't happen, it's not real, and so on and so forth. I mean, so you're not alone with that thought there, Pete.
Well, what I'm saying is 9/11 happened. I just don't think it happened for the reason we thought it was.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. It happened.
I can agree with you. I can agree with you if you think that it happened so that we can go into Iraq and get oil. I believe that. Yeah, because oil started so many different conspiracies, if you really think about it.
So is that the general consensus then? Everyone feels like 9/11 happened not because, we were attacked by terrorists, but because we needed to use them as a scapegoat to go invade and take what we want?
Well, I definitely feel that way because that is something the United States, I'm sorry, United States. This is something the United States would do. Just as, would they always want to be the first to do stuff? Huh?
Ask yourself this. So check this out. 20 years later, right? We're about to be 20 years in next year.
Don't say that.
No, we've been. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. Like,
hey Pete,
we've kind of like died down about this.
Hey Pete, hey, listen, I'm not sure if you know, but your age is showing a little bit.
Hey man, age is number the number, bro.
Right, bro.
Matter of fact,
a very high number.
As a matter of fact, one of Jay-Z's best albums came out that exact same year, and it's still sold out.
So,
the Blueprint, baby.
Hold on. Now, if you tell me that you feel like Jay-Z has something to do with it too, I'm gonna lose it.
Oh, no, we're all gonna. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I gotta tell you, man, when you said
before is that things were done to distract people from what the actual agenda was.
Right.
We came with that. I think that's a general consensus.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas, you have something to say real quick?
Yeah, I was saying I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I feel the agenda was all for 9/11 as well. When you said repatriation, though, I actually thought you meant like, bringing the country together because we all came together in support of, like you said, the troops. We're helping each other out. We came together.
I mean, that is true.
You know what I'm saying?
We kind of came together. We came together as much as we could have come together at that point.
We came together, bro. We came together. But, every time we have, a situation like that, something big happens, it's just natural. We all just come together. We stop and we think. We come together, You see people of all races, all walks of life, they just come together to help out and rebuild,
All right.
So when you said repatriation, that's where my mind went, But I'm in agreement with the whole oil business. I think that's true.
I'm not going to lie to you. Before you said that, I don't think I've ever heard that word, Pete. So now I got to go hit the dictionary.
Oh, shit.
Listen, don't judge me.
No, I'm not judging you. Not at all, man. I'll judge you after the call.
But so listen, that was a good one. We're going to move on. Since we already brought up COVID, I know that Thomas has some feelings about that. So you want to go next?
Strong feelings about COVID. So I think that COVID-19, this whole pandemic, was actually orchestrated by the U.S. government. All right, and I hope Big Brother's not listening. He probably is, but I hope they don't come for me. But this is how I strongly feel. And I'll tell you why. I'll give you some supporting facts. So when was, we heard about COVID since last, October, November, right?
Yes.
Of 19. So, it was in China, rampant, whatever. They were trying to get it under control and they were doing a good job, right? And then in March, like February, late February, early March, it hits the US, right? Mm-hmm. As soon as it hits the US, correction, let me take a step back. As soon as the media got involved and started talking about it's in the US and it could be this, it could be bad, this and all that, everybody started panicking. The first thing you noticed was on March 9th, the stock market dipped. All right. The stock market dropped thousands of points. All right. Now, when the stock market dropped, and these are my facts, this is what I'm telling you, I think we planted it to reset the economy. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. So the stock market dipped, and this is the reaction. People panicked. They jumped out of the stock market and jumped into safer investments like bonds, treasuries, things of that nature, right? Now, that also helped pull the market down some more. Now, the Fed's response, and if you know anything about economics, is to lower the federal funds rate, right? When you lower the federal funds rate, that's usually in a recession, okay? So that you can basically kickstart the economy. When rates are low, when they lower the federal funds rate, the prime rate drops. So that means banks are giving out loans at lower interest rates. People tend to borrow at lower interest rates, right? So businesses will borrow, people will borrow, and they'll expand. It should help with unemployment, things of that nature, because, if I'm borrowing money to expand my business, I'm going to hire more people, things of that nature. So you're going to kickstart the economy that way, right? Now, with people jumping out of the stock market and jumping into treasuries, what does that do? Treasuries and price of treasuries and yields have an inverse reaction. So when you jump into treasuries, you create a demand for treasuries. And when there's high demand, the price goes up, right? When the price of treasury goes up, the yields fall. It's an inverse reaction. So what happens there is mortgage rates are actually based on the 10 and the 30-year and the 20-year treasury, right? So mortgage rates will fall. And what happens next? You get a refinance boom. If you own a home and you have a mortgage, you're going to want to refinance and capture a lower interest rate. If you don't own a home and interest rates are low, you're going to want to jump off the fence and into the market to buy a home. So it creates a refinance boom and a purchase boom, right? That all helps to kickstart the economy, right? Now, here are my supporting facts. The U.S. economy is actually due for a recession every 10 years. If you check the history, you can check it yourself. It's due for a recession every 10 years. Now, I got a question for y'all. When was the last recession?
9/11.
No, it was actually 2008, right? The subprime crisis, right? So 2008, we're in 2020, right? Yeah. So we were expecting a recession in 2018, but it never came. Inflation was at an all-time low. I mean, I hear these fools, excuse my language, talking about creating inflation. I've never heard a term like that in my life. Creating inflation. And I feel like that whole creating inflation, that has something to do with the tariffs on China, which will make our goods and services that we import more expensive. So that can help with inflation. So it was a long time coming, but the recession never came on. So the coronavirus was the perfect scapegoat to bring on that recession and kickstart the economy, because we had fears that when this next recession comes, because it took so long, it's going to be a killer one. So we panicked. We brought it on. But you got to watch the moves from the Fed. They dropped the interest rates, which when you do that, it's a lagging effect. They dropped it every quarter. Not enough time to see how it really affects the economy, right? Every quarter since March, they dropped the interest rate, all right? And they continue to. So now it's at an all-time low. Interest rates at historical lows, all right? But you'll see, I mean, it'll help the market pick back up. It'll help a little bit, but, the real thing is not here yet. It's still going to come,
Yes,
But I think we planted the coronavirus and it got out of control. That's how I truly feel. But because of those events that followed as soon as it became public, everybody that died is just collateral damage. Where the death certificates? I want to see them. You know what I'm saying? All the thousands of people that died. I want to see those death certificates. conspiracies about missing death, you know, they don't have them. You know, like you have all these high numbers of death from the coronavirus, but where's the proof? You know?
No, they were saying that doctors were told, even if people died from like pneumonia or other things, to write COVID on the death certificates too. In addition, COVID-19. 2009, they knew about it since 2019. There was literally, I can't even remember where I saw it, but there was literally something speaking about the coronavirus in 2019, and they were making like laws and bills towards it in 2019.
What about you, Pete? What do you think on this? What are your opinions on this?
Thomas, you hit that on the nail, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
You were on point. I was sitting there, I was like, "Gotta school me."
So hold on. Let me ask y'all a question real quick then. So do you believe that the coronavirus is a thing, or do you think that it was, as a lot of people were putting it, the 5G?
Man.
All right. So, so the 5G thing. Here's the thing: conspiracy theories are funny. Like some go left field real quick, while some have some degree of, you know, truth to it. Now, as far as in the 5G, that was bizarre because you're talking technology and biology. Now, from what I understand, yes, 5G can kill, but not for what you think it can.
Okay, hold on. Where do you get this though? That's my question.
What?
5G can kill.
Okay, so 5G uses microwaves.
Okay, you know what else also uses microwaves? Fucking microwaves. Now everyone
hold on.
We've been using them for years.
Now hold on. Microwaves at a specific, what was it?
Frequency.
Wavelength? Yeah, frequency can't kill you.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's all 5G was.
Okay, but here's the thing.
A lot of cancer and mutation.
Here's the thing. You're saying that these 5G towers were what's killing people. How was it differentiating who to take and who not to take?
It was more so of a malfunctioning thing, man. Because the 5G wasn't meant to kill. It was just malfunction.
I get that. But okay, that's kind of like saying, hey, you know what? The transformer malfunctioned. It's going to knock out power for X amount of miles. It's not going to say, I'm going to knock out this house, that house, then I'm going to skip these 4, and I'll hit that one, then I'll hit the one up the block. It'll take everything out. Why would you assume that 5G wouldn't just take out everyone rather than picking and choosing who was going to affect?
Bro, who's to say how? I don't know how wavelengths travel. It might have bounced from some dude's car into some dude's chest. I don't know. I mean...
Oh man, listen. At the end of the day, man, I personally don't give a shit what it is. If something is out there killing people, then I'm gonna stay away from it. And you know, here's the thing. To kind of add to that conspiracy slightly, you have people that are saying, okay, well, you know, coronavirus or 5G or whatever it is was made to lower the numbers. It was to kill off the black populace, right?
Okay.
People were saying that, but yet these were the same people that weren't protecting themselves from being affected by it, which made no sense to me. It's kind of like if you tell me, hey, there's a shark in that water, you know.
But you're still going to swim.
Yeah, and I still go and swim. If I know it's in there, it would make more sense for me to say, you know what, I'm not really going to mess with it.
Yeah, some people are more scared of the coronavirus than others, you know, like me. I mean, I'll be honest, you know, I mean, I got a young kid. I'm going to do the right thing. I'll put a mask on and go out, but I know those masks don't protect you from the virus. You know what I'm saying? I read something on Facebook. If a fart, excuse my French, can pass through your pants, why can't the virus come through your mask? You know what I'm saying? You know me? It was the funniest thing I ever read. Like, I was like, you know what? There's some truth to that. You got to watch how panic, you know, promotes fear, how fear promotes certain actions. If we are wearing these things, fear, you know? I watch people at Walmart and I have to laugh because they got the mask on, but they're holding these dirty carts with their hands and pushing it back and forth, right? You can take that mask off and spread the virus on your face. You know, in the beginning, I heard that someone has to actually cough or talk and spit on you to have the particles land on you in order for you to get infected. You know, like, I mean, so what's the truth about it? Is that the case, or is it airborne? Can I breathe in the coronavirus? It's a load of bullshit as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? I protect myself, but at the moment, I protect myself, but I don't go overboard. So I feel like if everybody's wearing a mask, I think I'm good.
So hold on. So, but do you think that the coronavirus is actually a real virus?
It is. It's a flu.
Yes.
All right.
You know, hold on, real quick. Funny you should say that. A couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, me and my wife were talking, and she said, "You know what, babe? What if the coronavirus is nothing new?" She's like, "What if it's just another iteration of the Spanish flu?" And literally right after she said that, the news were talking about the Spanish flu. And I was like, Jesus.
Well, there's a mutation with viruses.
If you read the back of one of those Clorox cleaners, you know, the cloth cleaners?
Yeah.
It'll tell you that it prevents against corona. Now, Clorox has been around for how long? Those cleaners, I've been using them forever. You know? How long has it been around? But it talks about it prevents against corona. This is just a different strain of the coronavirus.
They could have just added that to it.
Right. No. That's been around, buddy. And if I could piggyback off of, your thought of the virus being made to kill off Black people.
Yeah.
Let me piggyback off that and add to the fact that I think it was actually meant to reset the economy and fix everything that's wrong. Because, you know, the Social Security is running out. When we retire, we probably won't have Social Security, right?
Nope.
In the past, let's say 15, 20 years ago, it took Social Security taxes from one person's paycheck to cover 3 old people. All right? Today, it takes taxes from 3 paychecks to cover 1 retiree, right? Yep. So the fund is running out. Now, if the coronavirus comes into play, who was it attacking the most? Like, who was most threatened by the coronavirus?
The weak.
Folks, right?
Yep.
It's better to keep your grandpa and your grandma locked up and quarantined, right? So they're killing out the old people so that they can fix the Social Security dilemma. You
really did your homework on this one, huh?
Brother, man.
Bro.
I've worked in finance for 15 years, so like, you know, all these things just make sense to me.
Salute to you.
No, I'm serious, guys. Like, seriously. Thomas hit it on the nail. So you're right. Around October, November time, the novel coronavirus. Let me say novel because it's a strain from the one you see on your Clorox bottle. It's not your it's a different one. Mm-hmm. So it's funny you say that. This little kid, he's 17 years old, doing something constructive with his life. Not toting the rifle, but anyway, he decides to create his own site, Avi Schifferman, and it's called COVID. Yeah, COVID 2019.live. And it's a free site. It has no ads. He could have been a millionaire today. Mm. And he denied. He was like, nah, just buy me a cup of coffee. And it's pretty accurate. It's accurate to a T. Anyway, so back to what Thomas said. Yes, this was beautiful, man. Because look at it, right? Look at it, guys. What have we not really been looking at lately? The economy. It's going, but we're not really focusing on it. Ain't nobody really checking the ledgers, you know. And what's going to happen in November?
Right.
We're not worried about the election. Don't worry about that shit. It's trash. Right. What you should be worried about is when we start tallying those accounting books.
Mm.
Hey, you know what?
Check it. You're all going to have to buy me a drink when as soon as Trump gets reelected, this virus just disappears. And thin air, you know? Oh, we got the cure, you know?
We'll see how that one works out.
But someone took care of it, the heat, you know?
All right, well, moving on. Queen S, would you like to go next?
I don't think we ever got to the moon.
You don't think we ever got to the moon?
That first putting a foot on the moon, I really don't think that happened.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because all this week I've been talking to Pete and he's like, bro, we never landed on the moon. I don't believe that shit. So
at least I don't. I just feel like we're lied to too much by the government to believe that trip was really, successful.
Okay, but why do you think we never landed on the moon? What evidence do you have, or better yet, what lack of evidence makes you skeptical about it?
Well, I know that advancements in technology have steadily moved on over the years, but I'm going to say back then, the level of technology needed to do certain things may not have been present because of the. Huh?
I mean, but that might be just a technology that they made available,
or the government,
or to us. Because think about it, there's a fair amount of technology that they have nowadays that we never see.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it again?
Did you see that? It was a while back, maybe last year, when Russia was showing off their weapons. Their, missiles under the water, all that. They could reach the U.S. This and all that. Did you see all that stuff?
Yeah, like
nobody knew that stuff existed.
Like a couple of years ago, there was the military was testing a heat gun, a heat ray. They have a ray that makes you nauseous when they hit you with it. Like the technology that exists, we know nothing about. So is it so crazy to believe that they might have had the technology to get to the moon? They just never kind of told us about it.
What about the fuel?
What do you mean?
Like having the correct fuel to be able to put into the space rocket thing to get up there in the first place.
Yeah, but that's math. I feel like they kind of had that figured out a while now, though. But again, I could be wrong. I don't know everything.
So, Esther, are you saying that we never landed on the moon? We never ever landed on the moon, or we just landed on the moon when we said we did?
Yeah, okay. Well, I still feel like we've landed on the moon at some point, but not that first. With they put the freaking flag there and all that stuff. Like, why is there wind up there?
I'm gonna play devil's. Why is there wind up there? You said.
No, it's just the way they make it look.
That's funny.
I like that. Your face there for a second.
yeah, I had to fix my face, but So that picture of Neil Armstrong, or was it a video? I recall seeing something. Was that like green screen or something? Like,
That's what I felt.
Yeah? Okay.
I really felt that way.
That's interesting.
I mean, here's my thing. I don't know if you remember what movies looked like back then. The quality was terrible. I feel like...
Which further permits me to think, why the fuck can they get that shit all the way up into space? Or are there really satellites? Did we get
there's satellites.
That's what
I said that too. They look and they flash. They're like stars that flash. That's those ones.
So hold on. Okay. So Pete, what do you think? Because you were pretty adamant about us not landing on the moon all week. Now it's time to talk.
Talk to me.
Think about America in the standpoint of gathering resources. We're like locusts to a certain degree. We go somewhere and we just start allocating resources. If we had already been to the moon, don't you think it would have been follow-up ventures into that? Finding resources, stuff like that?
Well, the moon doesn't really have many resources that we need.
Bro,
and hold on, and more importantly, you also got to consider this, right? Say the moon did have resources that we need. The amount of time, energy, and technology that it would take to not only build the mining equipment we would need, we also got to worry about how we getting it back, who's going to stay and who's going to operate it. Some of these things are just out of the realm of possibility. It's not even so much about, hey, we couldn't do it. It's about, it's not so much that we didn't do it as much as maybe we couldn't do it.
Bro, that wasn't a fact of the matter when we was going against Russia. We was playing an arms race to who could get to the moon first.
Yes.
We didn't care about how much it cost.
Well, yes, who can get to the moon.
We didn't care who was gonna die. We was ready to die for that shit.
Bro, let me put it to you this way. That's like That's like you walking into El Chapo's house, slapping him, pulling out a gun, and having no ammo. It's not about you not being able to do it. It's how.
How you do it, yeah.
How are you going to do it?
You're absolutely right.
You know,
let me piggyback on that, if you will. We landed on the moon at least several times. I mean, like at least 6 unmanned landings, manned landings. So ever since, when was it, 69, that Neil Armstrong?
Back there,
if you tell me that Neil Armstrong was really a monkey and not man, I might believe you, but but I think we had 6 manned landings since Neil Armstrong. And several unmanned landings where they send like monkeys and stuff like that up to the moon. So we've been there several times,
And kind of to touch on what you were saying again there, Peters. I forget which one of the planets it is. I know one of the planets it rains diamonds.
Rains diamonds.
Yeah, I want to say it's Saturn, maybe. And one of the planet, the atmosphere allows it to compress and it rains diamonds.
That's probably Pluto, man.
It's one of them. I don't remember which one it is, but
no, remember, Pluto ain't even a planet no more, bro.
It's already.
Well,
Pluto's not a planet.
The point is, we have the technology to see that it rains diamonds,
it's not.
But we don't have technology to bring any of these diamonds back. Sometimes you just can't do these things.
It's because we can't land on Pluto.
Yeah, you sometimes you just can't.
But
it's not that we can't. Wait, hold on. No. It's not that we can't. We just haven't found. Found a
means.
Bro.
No, not even means. Yes, means. Hold on. Not so much means. More
a reason.
No, not reason. Hold on. Y'all are thinking too small with this. It's not about means. It's about cost. It's cost efficient. Cost efficiency. Yes.
Listen, cost efficiency my ass.
Pete,
bro.
Have you seen the movie Blood Diamond? Bro, they will stop at nothing to get their hands
exactly. That's what I say.
Stone like that, right? Man, if there was a planet that really rained diamond, we would have gotten to it already.
That's what I was saying.
Far away, we just can't get to it.
They will find a way to go get. We just haven't found
a cost-efficient way to do so.
They don't care. It's not about cost, bro.
Getting diamonds. That's a lot of money.
You realize decommissioned satellites. You know what they do to them?
No.
Either A, they'll explode them, or B,
they jettison
them out there.
They do what?
Yeah, they're jettisoned. Yeah.
Either they'll destroy them,
right?
Or they'll just leave them to float in space.
Yeah.
It's not about cost. They don't care about cost, bro.
Bro, you see, y'all are thinking.
Able to.
What I'm saying is, okay, say yes, there's like 1 billion fucking diamonds out there, right? There's 1 billion diamonds out there. It's money for everybody. How can we get those diamonds from point A to point B to make a profit? That's what I'm talking about. It's not about the diamonds itself. They don't give a fuck about diamonds. What I'm saying is there's no cost-efficient way to do so yet.
But
to get it back from wherever it's at.
Think about it this way. Pete. If you're going to a planet where it literally rains diamonds and you have, let's say, an unlimited resource there, do you care what it would cost? Because if you go and you get these diamonds, as long as you don't flood the market, you'll make your money back.
Facts. Pete, going back to your conspiracy theory about, what was it again, 9/11, repatriation. So many people died as a result of our other agenda, which is oil. So if we're putting people's lives on the line for oil, you mean to tell me we're worried about cost for diamond?
Diamond? Yeah, nah.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it's a cost.
Mm-hmm. We'll just more money, man.
We pulled out of Iraq in 2010-11 for the simple fact that we couldn't support the war anymore.
But did we really though? But did we really?
No, we pulled out. The forces more so.
Let me tell you something. If that's called pulling out, then America's pullout game is weak as shit.
Some bitch gonna get pregnant.
America's pullout game is non-existent if that's called pulling out.
Hold on, because we pulled out we didn't leave though. We didn't leave.
Oh, that.
You know,
Then we ain't pull out.
No, exactly. We kind of we just left the head in.
Yeah, but you're still gonna fuck somebody.
Listen.
Well, back to the moon. Personally, we probably got there at some point, but when we were rushing to do so, nah, bruh. It was more so. It was more so. We were pretty much running a race, and we ended up cheating in the end. That's how I feel about it.
And that's how you feel. How about you guys? So
I heard something about Russia forgetting to stick a flag on the moon. So we were the first to stick a flag on the moon, but not the first to land.
and S, you're adamant that we didn't land on the moon when we say we did.
I don't know. After listening to all of these arguments, who knows?
Yeah, personally, I really don't give a shit.
Facts. Like I'm just like
whether it happened or not, it didn't change my life, so far.
You're right. The moon's still great to look at.
Yeah, right? The moon is still there, It's what it is.
Goes through all of its quarters, full moon.
Can you imagine if Russia would have gotten there first? We now own the moon. So what? We can't look at it? Give a fuck.
Okay, with all these conspiracies, the main element I seem to get is our government can lie to us.
Hold on.
They lie to us all the time.
It's politics, bro.
I mean, Pete, you were in the military, for God's sakes. Are you now finding out the government lies to us?
No. Bro, swear to God, honest to God, this happened. When I joined the military, 2004, I thought the war in Iraq was over. I saw it on the news. GW was on the aircraft carrier. We won the war in Iraq. Bro, I got to basic training, and the drill sergeant was like, "Hey, you're going to Iraq in the next year." We were like, "Wait, drill sergeant, I heard the president say the war in Iraq was over." They got their battle boy. All the drill sergeants came and laughed at me, bro. All of them. And they laughed like, "Bro,
you know what?
Iraq."
You deserve to be laughed at for falling for that.
Yeah, bro. It's
bro, I was 20 years old.
You were too old to be believing in fairy tales at that point.
No,
you were 20.
Mind you, not even 6 months before that, I was still in Central America, bro.
Living life, yeah. He was
living a beautiful life.
Don't feel bad, bro. We
still have villages that don't have electricity, bro. I love it like that.
Dex, you could probably relate to this. Pete, we just drank the Kool-Aid. Don't feel bad.
No, exactly.
Don't even say lie.
Listen.
Let me tell you. It's mind control. Look at the process when you go to boot camp. They break you down.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. When I joined the military, the first lie I was told was, you ever seen the military commercials where they're like, "Oh, you can fly planes and you could rappel," and that was my first lie, bro. I was like, "Yeah, I'm about to be high speed. I'm gonna be a super soldier."
Exactly.
Bro, I was a mechanic.
Then or perfect gas, right?
I was a mechanic. The one thing I will tell you though is they do desensitize you.
Right. Because you're scoring. What's the name of the test again? You got to take the
ASVAB.
So because your score is not the highest, you got to pump gas.
Yeah,
I buy the flying planes and and working on bombs and shit.
The Army had a what is it? They had a MOS, a job where all you did was laundry.
Well, I would imagine somebody's got to do the laundry.
Oh,
I'd have been mad. Bro, I'd have been upset if that would have been my job. I'd have been like, nope, I'm going home. No, I'm good. I quit. I'm good.
You think all them benefits come for free?
What?
You think all them benefits come for free? Housing paid for in full?
Bro,
that's all, bro.
The thing is, and the weird part is no one ever knew anyone that worked for the laundry. I've never known anyone that worked for the laundry.
I was that nigga. He's in the laundry room. Can I say that?
I'm going to be honest with you. The jokes wouldn't have stopped. You'd have been like, bro, shut up. Nigga, go wash my goddamn underwear, bro. Shut up. I'd have treated him like it was prison. I'd have bullied him all the time. I never knew anyone I knew it was a job, but I've never met anyone that worked for it.
Nah, I think they got reclassified and reallocated.
I think KBR took that over. But
KBR, don't even get me started with them boys.
Oh, God.
What's KBR?
It's a general contractor downrange.
Brown and Root. They are a subsidiary of Halliburton.
But moving on. My conspiracy.
They've been in the business of war for decades.
Okay, Iron Man.
And oil.
Okay. Are you done there, Iron Man? You talking about war for decades?
Yeah. No, I'm serious. Like, that's their thing, bro. But it was a pleasure working for them.
So the one thing I took away from my theory and your conspiracy theory is that the government has no respect for human lives. That they will use us as base, collateral. What is the word? Collateral damage or whatever. You know, I mean, look, take a look at
cannon fodder.
Hiroshima, right?
Oh.
Who was the president back then? Was it Truman? Harry Truman? I believe so, but he made the decision to drop the bomb on Hiroshima and end the war, right? Everybody who didn't die, got deformed or got cancers, this, down the third, that was all collateral damage.
Collateral.
Sit here and tell me that the government has respect for human lives? I don't think so. They have respect for their lives and their families.
They're still reminiscent of it too.
Yeah.
And that to a small degree, bro. Well, we're just resources. We're no different from cattle or gold or water. We're just a resource.
So what's to stop them from lying?
Let me ask you all a question. Have any of y'all ever heard of the Mandela Effect?
Mandela Effect?
Yeah.
I have.
Sounds familiar.
There was a movie made about it a couple of years back, and I didn't know it was a thing until I watched the movie. And as I watched the movie, they started speaking on these little memories that I had that people were saying were wrong, right? Now, what the Mandela Effect is, it got phrased that back in 2009, I want to say, because there's a large amount of the world that remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison back in 1980 or 83, something like that. Like we even seen video clips of it.
Mandela? Okay, right.
Another portion of the world's like, no, that's never happened. He's a lie. Like he recently died. Like,
right.
And that's where it got its name from. So what it is people, the government is trying to explain it as, I guess, I forget what they call it, but it's like a large amount of people are remembering things incorrectly. Mm. I don't buy that.
Differently.
No.
Here's the thing.
That's actual thing.
And here's the thing. If you go and you look it up, a lot of people will say that the Mandela Effect is something that's caused by time travelers. They'll say it's alternate universes. So you'll see something from an alternate universe where events might be slightly different. And even when I seen the movie and I looked it up, I'm like, I don't know if I could believe that. And then they did a simple thing. They showed me the Bernstein Bears. When I was growing up, I remember being spelled a specific way. And they were like, no, that's wrong. It's never been spelled that way. But mind you, a good amount of the world agrees that no, it was you guys know the Bernstein Bears, right?
Yeah.
How was it spelled when you guys were growing up?
I think with like a I-E or E.
Yeah. Or EI, something like that.
Yeah.
How about you, Thomas? You know about the Bernstein Bears?
No. I'm sorry.
It's an old kid show. But
my ignorance there.
No. It's an old kid show. But
No.
That it was spelled with an E. Mm-hmm. But now it's coming out, no, it's never had an E, it's had an A. So people are like, the Bernstein Bears, that doesn't make sense. You know, another example is the peanut butter Jif. Mm-hmm. People remember it saying Jiffy.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes, but a lot of people say that it was just Jif.
Yeah, because of that stupid commercial. Choosy, mom, choose Jif.
Exactly. Another one, I don't know if you guys watch Star Wars. The whole thing where it's Luke, I am your father. Mm. When there's thing, he actually said, no, I am your father.
Well, you
see?
I think at this moment, you fucking our brains up.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I've always known it as Luke, I am your father.
Luke, I'm your father. Yeah.
Same here.
Took me, I fell asleep during the movie.
And then, you know what? I'm going to tell you, I was messed up the other night. Like, I was watching something and it hit me. It was so bad I had to call Esther. Man, it freaked me out. People were saying that the movie Shazam never existed.
Isn't that with Shaq?
No, that's Kazam.
Oh, it's a genie, right?
That's Kazam. Shazam is with Sinbad.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
But the thing was, people were saying that it didn't exist. In fact, even the movie star was like, "Yeah, I did the movie a while back," but a large amount of the world is saying, "No, you're remembering it wrong. It's Kazam. Shazam never existed."
So, what causes the Mandela effect?
Well, it depends. Some people see it as, like I said, alternate universes. Some people see it as time travelers, but at large, a lot of the scientific community is trying to explain it as misremembering. People are misremembering things.
So
my question is, how is it thousands or millions of people can misremember the same thing?
Easy.
It makes no sense to me.
Easy.
Different perception.
Easy.
What?
Easy, bro.
How?
You want to know? Bro, the way how we process information.
It's different.
Yeah.
Well,
it is sort of different, but for me, I remember things in movie reels. But what I'm saying is that's one way. And then two, you have all these stimuli coming from various different ways. The TV, the news, your friends.
Okay, Pete.
Crappy textbooks.
So different perception and environment.
Here's the thing. People perceive things differently. There's a research that shows that everyone perceives things differently. Those that are more open-minded perceive the world differently. In fact, and it can even affect the way you see things, like your visual acuity. So that's a thing. That it's absolutely a thing. But here's my thing, Pete. When you're saying, you have stimuli like the internet, and you have little context clues that lead you down one path, when you have 80,000 people saying, bro, this was a movie, and you have 80,000 saying this was never a movie, that's not a thing. That's not about misremembering.
He's over the masses.
There's no way that large of a number can specifically remember a movie and tell you scenes of that movie, while an entire portion of the world is like, bro, that never existed. That's not a thing.
Okay, I'll give you a better one. Do y'all remember Puff Daddy's Forever album?
I don't.
Fortunately, no.
Oh, give me a song on it.
No one remembers it.
Let me ask you a question.
It was that bad.
Pete, let me fuck you up right now. Oscar Myers. You remember Oscar Myers, right?
Yeah.
Spell it.
I'm bad at spelling, bro.
No, but how do you remember being spelled? Anyone of you guys spell Oscar Myers?
Okay.
There was a K in it. I know there was a K.
Aoskar Myers.
It's not K.
It wasn't spelled with a C.
Listen. It was Oscarmeyer.
I remember that. Yeah, that
remembers it. But they're saying that it's incorrect. The correct spelling is Mayer, not Meyer.
Oscar Mayer. Okay.
Exactly.
Hey, look, man. What Pete was just saying about the way we process information.
It's different.
Think about this experiment where you have like people standing in a line, and then the first person in the front of the line whispers something to the person behind them, and they
like the telephone.
Yeah, but by the time it gets down to the last person, he heard something totally different, right? So it could be the way we receive the information too. Like, I'm just saying, I mean, to use a movie as an example, maybe your television wasn't working well, like Pete's headphone does now,
But no, that's what I was saying.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I was saying, though. It's like a mixture of a person's perception as well as the environment. So a mixture of those two. That's what I really feel too.
Listen,
it's like I think you think.
Listen, I personally, like I said, a lot of people are saying that it's the multiverse theory. There are multiple universes, and there are times where you will tap into another universe where slight things might be different. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of believe that. I
would like there to be like multiple
because look, at the end of the day, I just kind of feel like there are too many things. I've argued with people, yo, this is a thing like that, bro, that's never existed. And I'm like, yes, it has. At the end of the day, when you have 100 million people remembering a movie that they saw, they can talk you through it. There is no way you're going to sit down and tell me that movie never existed. Especially if they're all agreeing on the name, the actor, the theme of the movie. You understand? Because even if you say, look, Shazam never existed, you're thinking about Kazam. Kazam had Shaq. Shazam had Sinbad, the comedian. Mm-hmm. The premise of the movie was different.
I remember both of them.
Yeah, in Kazam, Shaq, the kid asked Shaq for a Mr. Goodbar, and Shaq made it rain hundreds of them. In Shazam, Sinbad was a funny but kind of bumbling damn genie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's not about misremembering. It's not about the way you perceive things. It's specifically about, bro, this existed. I don't know what you seen, but this was a thing.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Bro, but I think even from a political standpoint, we have the mind of goldfish. Like, we forget shit easily. Like, a lot of the shit we're going through now has reoccurred in
multiple times.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't too long ago. It was 2008, and the housing market had crashed.
You know,
and we saw it coming again. We just elected to ignore it.
It'd be trippy to find out that this all happened before, right? And kind of like there's a jellyfish that gets old, and then it doesn't die. It'll revert back to its pupa stage. What if the world was like that? What if the world gets old and then it just starts all over again, and we're born, and some of us remember things from the past, but we're doing things slightly different? What if Shazam never existed?
Deja vu. I remember.
Deja vu. Like, listen, like history repeats itself. And we can even take that as far as reincarnation.
Yeah.
You know?
Which, does anybody believe in reincarnation?
I do.
So do I, because I'm an old spirit. I'm
coming back as a hippo, just so y'all know.
I mean, you kind of ready for it, so I could see that.
I'm coming back as a hippo.
Why do you want to be a hippo?
One, they're one of the most highly aggressive animals on Earth.
Why would you want to be aggressive now?
Aggressive, bro.
Hold on. And they have no known predators. They have no known predators.
Coronavirus.
Bro, for that, you can come back as a megalodon. They had no known predators.
No clue what that is.
Hippos are cool, man.
A giant prehistoric shark.
Hippos are cool, man. Don't take this from me. Hippos are cool. Don't take this from me.
Hippos are cool, man.
Free will.
Mind your business.
They even made a children's game after them. They even have a children's game after them. Hungry hippos. Yes.
Right
that
on.
was the thing. Hungry hippos never existed, Pete.
Oh my God.
What?
I like that.
No, don't do that. They even brought it back, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that to me, bro.
You took that personal.
Take that.
My mom bought me that game, bro. Don't do that to me, bro.
I had Hungry Hippos. It never worked. I hated that game.
What do you guys feel about people who think the world is flat?
The world is flat.
Or we live in a dome, like the earth is like surrounded by this
Flat
dome.
earthers.
What do y'all think about that?
I think that's mad. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is
Just
flat.
think about it like this. If the world was flat,
You'll fall
that
off
would
of it.
mean that I could see, from a specific level, I could see the entire Earth from anywhere on Earth.
Here's my question for that. Where is the end of the Earth?
That's what I'm saying.
There's no end.
If it's flat, it has to end. It's not going to go on for eternity. You know what?
That's what this spells that.
I will tell you what. We're not even going to get into that. We'll save that for the next episode of the Dex Files. We are running short on time right now. And Pete, you look like you are very, very, very. You have a very passionate view on this. All I'm saying is, regardless of whether the Earth was round or flat, it doesn't change my views on shit. So I honestly can't say I care all that much. But we can definitely discuss it in the next episode.
Hey, before you go next, there is a I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, but there is an actual, I don't know if it's the Atlantic Ocean, I don't know what ocean it is, but like there is a line that goes straight across that separates two bodies of water.
Yeah, yep.
Different colors.
Yeah, it's different colors directly down the middle.
That's the end right there. Once that line, you're gonna fall off.
I want to say it's the Atlantic.
Huh?
I want to say it's the Atlantic.
I don't know which ocean it is.
I gotta look it up.
I remember seeing it and being so amazed, bro. It's like, it's crazy. You know? That right there is like a...
But you're not talking about like the Cape of Good Hope where they come together, right?
Yeah. It's a real pretty picture. Look it up.
What, the Cape of Good Hope where the two oceans come together?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But have y'all ever seen where sea and ocean water? Like, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, that's the end of the Earth, though.
But
I told you first.
That was a great show. I do thank Pete and Thomas for joining us today.
Guys for coming to the show.
I hope you had a great time. We had a great time speaking with you guys.
You guys are entertaining and informative.
And we will definitely have you guys on again real soon.
All right, man.
Thanks everyone for listening.
All right, man. Y'all take care.
Take care, you guys.
All right, you too.
We'll see you next week. Same Panther time, same Panther place.
Right on.
Peace.